This was a classic crossroads battle between two fighters looking to get their careers back on track. John Collins was a tall and skinny middleweight hailing from Chicago's Southwest Side. He had a powerful right cross and compiled 28 knockouts and 31 wins until he faced the top-ranked Tony Simpson, who knocked him out in just 2 rounds. Meanwhile, Alex Ramos was fresh off one of his career-best performances, outdueling the rugged Curtis Parker over 12 rounds. Ramos dismissed Collins' chances in this bout, claiming that his opponent hadn't faced the same level of competition that he had, and Ramos later stated that he was a bit overconfident coming into this fight. So this was a good scrap between two former prospects who are fighting to redeem themselves.
5-3 knockdown rule not in effect. Fighter cannot be saved by the bell except in the final round. There is no mandatory 8, and there is no standing 8. And less than 2 years ago, Alex Ramos is considered one of the hot prospects in the middleweight ranks. Now on the rebound, as is John Collins.
Right off the bat, Ramos took it right to Collins. If he expected Collins to back up, he had a bad surprise because he stood and fought for a few seconds, and then it was Ramos who went back. Bear in mind, both these guys can bang. There's a great deal of suspicion still about Ramos' chin, even though he went 12 very difficult rounds with Curtis Parker and mastered him.
Collins throw.
Both men are throwing very meaningful punches. There's nothing tentative about this first round. Each wants to inflict maximum damage in this first round, if not knock out. Collins is certainly not feeling him out. He's trying to put some hurt on Ramos as he comes in. Ramos able to out-jab him in the middle round, even though Collins has a much greater reach than Ramos.
John Collins does have 6 one-round knockouts, 11 second-round KOs. Oh, good right hand by Ramos.
And a good counter right by Collins. As he came in, they traded evenly then.
And the referee, Stanley Berg, getting inside, as you see. Time running down, 25 seconds left of this opening round. We're scheduled for 10. Nice combination by Collins.
Collins sharp and crisp in that punching department. He gets 2 and 3 punches off at one time.
Good action opening round. And we'll be back right after these messages. And John Collins, the youngest of 5 children. He's the son of a Chicago police lieutenant, out for round 2. Collins in the brown. And Ramos in the pinstripe. And that is Mary Collins, Mary and John. Got married right after the Tony Simpson bout last October.
What you call a consolation marriage.
That's terrible.
Well, certainly Collins not showing anything of what he showed against Simpson. Against Simpson, he was tentative, he was nervous, he was indecisive. And here, he looks like he's trying to take command. That first round was very even. Maybe a hair to one man or to the other. Both men are throwing everything in each punch. There are no tentative punches in this fight.
Collins also has been working on his counter punching, working on improving his speed and timing. And he has been countering effectively, slipping punches better than he did in the past. Oh, left hand, a short left by Ramos. Alex Ramos again with the left.
Collins trying to catch him in counter punch with that right hand. You get the feeling each man is looking at a loaded gun. It just depends on who connects well first.
And again, Ramos getting in with the right.
Ramos finding pay dirt with that overhand right. Bear in mind, Collins is devastating in counter punching. He has that right hand that he just unloads right at the right moment.
And less than a minute left in the second round. combination by Ramos, and Alex has been on target throughout the second round. Alex Ramos turned pro back in November of 1980 following a brilliant amateur career that includes 4 New York Golden Glove championships. Collins with the combination and has the crowd going, although not able to connect.
Ramos not doing anything, getting hammered on the rope.
Final seconds. Round 2, good flurry by John Collins. Back in Chicago on a very warm day, outdoors temperature in the 90s and indoors under the television lights. Stamina may well be a factor, as we discussed earlier. Alex Ramos with a good right hand on John Collins.
That right hand is landing with monotonous regularity. That won him the second round.
And the referee Berg warned Ramos to hit Collins on the break, but Collins right back.
And trying to butt him. Collins is putting his head in there. It's getting down and dirty. Right at the end of that second round, just as the bell sounded, Ramos landed a crunching punch on Collins and his legs shook. I'm wondering what kind of an effect it will have through this third round.
Ramos continues to wind up and fire from the bleachers with that wide right hand, but he has been connecting.
And if he doesn't connect pretty soon, a guy that can counterpunch like Collins can step inside that arcing, looping punch, and then it's going to be hurt.
There's a wild left by Ramos.
Well, it's certainly a different Ramos than we've ever seen.
You can sense it in the pre-fight interviews. Alex Ramos, very sensitive young man, and usually laid back, but you have the feeling that his people are trying to get him to think more aggressively, and that is also outside the ring as he prepares for the bout.
These punches are trip hammer. As these two guys get close to each other, they rip out some punches that are hard and right on target. Both men going to the body well. Neither man seems to have been phased except by that one punch after the bell. I get the feeling that there's not that much respect coming from Ramos to Collins.
I agree, in the manner that Alex came out in facing up to John Collins. And the thought was Jenks Morton wanted Alex to come out very, very strong fashion.
Low cut under the eye of Collins. They've been bumping heads violently. It's only a matter of time. Under the right eye, a little trickle of blood coming out.
And again, the left hand to that very spot.
Fight is slowly turning to Ramos' favor as he begins to chase Collins around.
Oh! Collins caught him! Final seconds, round 3. And the referee, Berg, wants to give Ramos a count, and Collins won't stay in the corner. And now, some confusion in the ring. Finally, Berg said okay. So Alex Ramos sent to the canvas at the end of round 3 will be ready. We have seen Alex Ramos throw wild and wide, but this time he got caught by the counter.
That was right on the button. Collins out, sensing that he can have a quick knockout and end this bout.
This is round 4. Alex Ramos was having his way, opened up a cut under the right eye of John Collins. And now Collins senses, and Alex Ramos with very shaky legs looking to stay away.
Shots to the body now would bring his arms down.
Collins landing to the chin of Ramos.
And Ramos can be dangerous off the ropes. Don't forget, he's still got his punching power there. There it goes. That's a good hook. Collins should get off these ropes. That's what he's trying to do, but Ramos is not having any. Ramos stayed on the ropes. Collins straight up and down, not trying to bob, not trying to weave, not trying to feint, just trying to land that punch.
He rocked Collins. Collins in trouble now.
Now it's Collins' time to go to the ropes and see what Ramos can do.
Just past the midway mark today. It has been an up and down fight. John Collins in the round, put Alex Ramos down late in round 3. And with Alex perhaps like Possum really fortunate in the 4th round, he was able to unleash, and he rocked Collins on several occasions in round 4. I can't recall, and we have called many of Ramos's fights, seeing Ramos free-swinging the way he has.
He certainly has. It's been a determined fight by Ramos and equally determined by Collins, each rocking each other just at unexpected moments.
John Collins' biggest victory is that grueling 10-round decision over Lenny LaPaglia, his hometown rival back in March of '83. One of the fights of 1983. 9th-round knockout of Kenny Whitstone last August, and a 10-round decision over Teddy Mann back in 1982. Collins at 31-1, 27 by knockout, and Ramos comes in at 21-2-1, 13 by KO. What is the fight doctor scorecard?
I have it exactly even in points and in rounds. It's been a very difficult fight. You have to give that 5-3 round to Collins because he knocked down Ramos.
Scoring on the 5-point must system. And the referees, Stanley Berg, and the judges handle the score. It was a soft right hand that Collins got in.
And got a good counterpunch from Ramos. Ramos seems to be able to hit him at will with that right hand. That spells big trouble for Collins. He doesn't seem to be able to block it, and he keeps that left arm so low down at his waist. Collins fighting a tentative run-away from him fight this time. This round, trying to clear his head, trying to get everything straight. The heat does not seem to be a factor with both fighters right now. It's not as hot as we thought it would be under these lights. No question, Ramos stalking, and therefore Ramos winning this round.
And coming up on 15 seconds remaining, round 5. Coming up to the end of the round, we'll be back with round 6 shortly. Right now, though, let's take a look at what is coming up on Sports World.
You took me good right here with the hand.
Collins has got to do a lot more fighting to neutralize those punches by Ramos, which are right on the button and seem to just shake up Collins right to his boot tops.
And there's an overhand right that Alex Ramos has been utilizing. Good right by Collins.
Followed by a good hook by Collins. If he could just stay there and land some more of those. But back comes the gritty Ramos.
Prior to his loss to Ted Sanders, Ramos looking to improve his punching power. Did knock out 3 straight opponents, 5 and 6. And Alex has built himself up. Now has those massive arms, muscular chest. By Ramos, and Collins looks to tie him up.
Janks. Oh, Collins in trouble. He's holding on to the ropes. Collins in a lot of trouble right now.
Under a minute left. Round 7.
Collins has got to fire something to keep Ramos off. There it went. He's got to make Ramos think this is no cakewalk. I got to watch myself. Janks Morton, the man so responsible for the change of heart in Ramos, up on the top step, screaming, "Come get him, he's yours."
See the time running down. 7th round. They may take a look at that cut under the right eye of Collins, where he looked like it opened up.
It did, but it's not in a dangerous place. They would hardly ever stop a fight because of a cut under the eye. It is getting nasty, and he's bleeding from the nose.
Another strong round for Alex Ramos. We'll be right back. Round 8. John Collins in the brown. Alex Ramos in the pinstripe. And a look at John Collins between rounds. You see the cut under the right eye.
And you see the great cut man, Jackie McCoy, has been brought in from California. McCoy worked with all those wonderful champions from California, the latest being Davila. And McCoy says, "You're one punch away from stopping this guy. Throw it."
Crowd chanting for John Collins. Out of about 2,500 here in Chicago. There's Janks Morton in the corner of Alex Ramos.
Janks Morton used to watching that wonderful fighting machine, Sugar Ray Leonard, and trying to infuse his magic into Alex Ramos. He certainly got him fighting different. He's got him fighting mad, strong, aggressive, determined. It's a different Alex Ramos than the flower child we saw through the first 20 of his fights. Badly hurt. He has no legs. He has to throw something, or the referee will be justified in stopping this, even though it's an extremely close fight up to now. Here comes Collins. He's got to throw something to stay in this fight.
Just past the midway point. Round 8.
And it's
for 10.
It is a long way to go when you're in that kind of trouble. His legs are just playing tricks on him. He's got to try to tie up Alex Ramos. Got to hope that this heat gets to Alex. Alex, on the other hand, looks like he could go all night. There's nothing in the punches of Collins, but that grit and determination of this young man is bringing him back into this round, so at least they won't stop the fight.
It was the reach of Collins hanging on with the left hand and not allowing Ramos to apply the finishing touch. So Collins able to hang on after he took the blistering from Ramos.
If he can tie him up for the rest of this round, he will be ready to continue on one more round, and I don't think many people here would have bet this round would have ended without a victory for Ramos.
And again, the crowd chanting for the hometown favorite, John Collins. So round 8 in the books. Looking to turn it around. Both coming off knockout losses. Both have bounced back since the disappointments. Last October, Collins stopped by Tony Simpson in round 2. Ramos has suffered a couple of losses, knocked out by Ted Sanders. Lost by decision to veteran Murray Sutherland. This is round 9.
Something about Chicago and Collins that means good fights. The last one with Lenny LaPaglia was a barn burner of this sort, even all the way to the end. On this one, you have to say Ramos is like a relentless wave about to break on the shore because Collins doesn't look like he's got anything to keep him off with. Low blow by Ramos.
And you recall low blows costing Ramos in that bout against Sutherland.
Well, it's been a very clean fight. There's been somebody, but very little. It's been a clean puncher's bout. Two punches looking to end it up. Collins seems to have gotten his punch back.
We have more boxing next Sunday from Tampa here on NBC Sports World. Cornelius Jose Edwards going against Golden Guy Villegas.
The old champion and the young contender. That's the stuff crossroad fights are made of. And in the meantime, this crossroad fight lived up to its billing because these two guys have given their all. And there's still 9 and 10 to go. This is the 9th round. Collins doing all right this round. Following a disastrous 8th round, which did not see any possibility of his finishing the round, but he did.
Oh, right hand by Ramos that caught Collins coming in.
You wonder why Ramos is waiting. He's clearly dominating him, and yet he's just pursuing him without punching here and taking punches needlessly, losing the round while he's doing it. For people that like to see jabs, it's good to watch Ramos here. As Ramos can out-jab Collins almost every time they set into that contest.
Final seconds, 9th round. So we'll go to a 10th and final round. 10th and final round, the last boxing match here at DePaul University. Back in 1980, an exhibition bout between Muhammad Ali and Mike Rossman. At one time, Alumni Hall was the site of much college boxing, and a tremendous matchup here this afternoon. John Collins in the brown, Alex Ramos in the pinstripe, and they are finishing with a flourish.
In the corner, they said, get rough. You can take this the last round. You know what he just hurt? Ramos going back into the ropes. Of courage on the part of Collins, who came back from the verge of disaster, and he's taking it to him like his corner said, get rough.
What does your scorecard have now?
Well, Ramos ahead, 41 to 39. But this is such a close bout. We're in Chicago, and it's unofficial, folks. That's just my opinion.
All right, Mary Collins, wife of John, who looks to be in big trouble back in round 8. He did put Ramos down in the 3rd, and then Collins had difficulty in the 4th.
Collins doing very well in this 10th and final round. For some unexplained reason, the fire has gone out of Ramos, and he didn't take charge. He did not take command. Just when Collins was wavering, he was fluttering in the breeze like a flag, and he could not put him away. Collins coming up to the moment.
And Ramos landed the left as Alex's man, Janks Morton, looks on.
The worried face of Janks Morton.
Less than a minute left, 10th and final round.
Well, this decision is going to be a beauty if it goes to a decision. Alex Ramos unmarked. Collins on the attack. Blood from his nose, from his mouth, from the cut under his eye. But he's taken his 10th round. Ramos has decided to make a cavalry charge at the end here.
Oh, left hand by Ramos to counter the right by Collins, down to 20 seconds left of the fight.
And all Collins has to do now is hang on. He's won his 10th round, but he might not have won the fight. We'll see in just a few moments.
A fight that goes the distance. Final seconds. And that's it. Alex Ramos and John Collins battle to a decision. And we'll be back with the official scorecards right after these words. Back at Alumni Hall on the DePaul campus on Chicago's north side, we are awaiting the decision. Grueling bout. John Collins, Alex Ramos, the fight doctor's scorecard had a slight edge for John Collins. He had Collins by 1 point off that final round. This is a tough one to call. The scoring on a 5-point must system handled by the referee and 2 judges. John Collins is the hometown favorite from Chicago. Alex Ramos out of the Bronx, now training in Scottsdale, Arizona. Let's go to the ring announcer. Here's Ben Bentley.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official scoring that's seen by the judges and the referee. The referee, Stanley Berg, 45-46, Ramos. Judge Mike Gliena, 46-46. He calls it a draw. And Judge Bill Lurch, 46-45. Collins, a draw.
So it is a draw. Alex Ramos and John Collins in a draw. The first on the record of Collins, the second for Ramos. And we're set to go to the ring. Here's the fight doctor with both Collins and Ramos.
All right, a draw, a very inconclusive and indecisive finish to such a hard fight. Did you think you won it by much?
I thought it was real close.
How about you?
I won the fight, and he knows it. And if it wasn't for Chicago, they would have never called it a draw.
You think this is a hometown decision,
Yes,
Alex?
it is. You know it. Everybody knows it.
All right, you went down pretty hard. Did you think that you could get up and come back
Of
from that?
course, you know, I was stung because I was rushing. All I was doing was forcing the fight. I was tense, you know, but I was all right. I got up. I proved it. You know, I won every round. That was the only round he probably won.
Oh, you have nothing to be ashamed of? A very good fight. John, you look like you were in terribly rocky shape there in the 7th round, I think it was. Did you think you could come back from that round?
I knew he wasn't going to stop me. I knew I wasn't going to get hurt and I could fight.
Well, I think you've both accomplished what you set out to do, which was to prove that both of your gritty performers. But it's inconclusive a draw, isn't it?
Yes.
All right. So from the inconclusive round, we go down to Marv Albert at ringside.
All right, Ferdy, understandably upset Alex Ramos, not pleased with the draw, felt it was a hometown decision in favor of John Collins.